I just got a package in containing some of the begonias I was trying to add back to my collection. If you don't know, I haven't been able to grow in-house for a little while, mainly because I haven't had the space. Now that I am moving, I have the space to start introducing a few things back into my collection. Then I'll be taking a lot of the seed starting in-house. That's actually pretty crazy. This is begonia black blood. You can kind of see it almost has a metallic iridescence to it. That's very nice. It's a very nice plant. One thing I didn't see in photos I think's interesting to see now is actually on the tips. It's got almost a little bit of spotting. Sometimes when you have immature, smaller begonias like this, when they're in their smaller, kind of younger stage, they'll have a little bit more spotting to blend in with their natural environment. And it's kind of just an adaptation. I'm sure as this guy starts to grow and get some size back to him, it'll start to flush out and it'll lose that spotting that you kind of see here along the edges of the leaves. But that's a really nice plant. This one's got almost the same kind of red hue to it, and this is going to be begonia species Dawn Hit'em. This one's really nice also, and I'm really excited to see this guy start to take off and get some size to him. You can kind of see a little bit of the texture going on. It's not as iridescent or as dark as it's going to be when it hits maturity. I think that has to do a lot of with how thin the leaves are. The underside that's more red is kind of coming through. Yeah, wow, this one's got 1, 2, 3, 4 nodes kind of coming out of the same little pot here. So with this cell, you can kind of separate them out of this little pot and just watch them kind of take off because it's very tight. I almost wonder if it's not kind of getting choked in there. So once I get this thing to reacclimate, I'll probably separate them out. They kind of need about a week or two after you get them in before you start messing with them because they need to get reacclimated to whatever container you have them in. And it's really going to depend on how I think the leaves look. If the leaves really start melting pretty aggressively, I might push back the repot just a little bit because I don't want to add any additional stress. You really want to keep that center column of the plant alive and well. I'm not too concerned about the leaves, especially not the tips of the leaves, because that's the weakest part. You're kind of going to have some fluctuation back and forth anyway. In terms of how consistently they'll recover, there's really no way to tell. So with that being said, I really just prefer to kind of focus more on the column of the plant or the stem